This past weekend was an unfortunate and dangerous one on Connecticut roadways. Our state police responding to hundreds of crashes. Unfortunately, some of them were deadly. Here are the latest stats from Connecticut State Police. There were over 6,000 calls for service, closer to 6,500 calls for service, 37 DUI arrests, and more than 350 accidents, with one with serious injuries and 5 resulting in fatalities. Here to discuss these alarming numbers is Sergeant Dawn Pagan with Connecticut State Police joining me this morning. Sergeant Pagan, thanks so much for taking the time this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
This seems to be astronomically busy in comparison to years past, and unfortunately 5 of the accidents, as you had sent us in those statistics, did result in fatalities. Talk about that and how busy it was for state police.
We did have an exceptionally busy weekend. I have to say, for all the troopers that were out there and everybody that was at work and doing their DUI roving patrols, I mean, they certainly had their hands full. We had, multiple fatalities in some of these crashes. And I know that when that happens, it can tug at the resources and you end up calling in extra personnel. You might be calling in the next shift earlier. So, they really put their best foot forward this weekend.
Now, we know that 2 separate crashes, one down in the Guilford area, I believe, and then another one in Thompson. Those both resulted, as of right now, in 4 fatalities per accident. Can you talk to those specifically?
Yeah, so keeping in mind that these crashes are active investigations, so I can't get into the details of that. However, what I can tell you is that the crash in Guilford was the result of a wrong-way driver. Again, the circumstances surrounding that, they're looking into. Our reconstruction squad, I have to say, they're top-notch, and they're going to do everything they can to get down to what surrounded this and, what really was the cause of these accidents. Because at face value, it may seem that, hey, there was a wrong-way driver, but really, what were the other contributing factors? Also, the crash that occurred up in Thompson, that was the result of someone overtaking another vehicle, more of a back road. So we kind of saw a little bit of everything this weekend. Each of them has their own challenges, but I can tell you that they're looking at all of the circumstances surrounding these incidents.
Now, let's talk about the importance. I know everybody knows this, but sometimes we just forget. We were hearing that one of the crashes, I believe it was the Thompson crash, that there was nobody even wearing a seatbelt. Talk about the importance of wearing a seatbelt because it could have been the deciding factor of life or death.
Yeah, so every weekend and I think every holiday and just anywhere in between, we're always emphasizing how important it is to wear your seatbelt. We kicked off the Click It or Ticket campaign, and that was something that we were emphasizing. Again, many of the finer details in these crashes still remain under investigation, including whether or not some of them may or may not have been wearing their seatbelts. Those are going to be once the reconstruction squad takes a closer look and they do their inspections and their investigations into the vehicles themselves, be able to get a closer look at that. But I can't express enough, this is a message that we are always looking to put out there. Please buckle up, wear your seatbelt. It really can make a difference between life or death.
Sergeant Pagan, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Just a series of unfortunate events this past weekend, but as even more of a reminder to stay safe out there, drive slow, and most importantly, don't drink and drive. Thank you so much for taking the time.